Brothers Todd and Craig were best mates. Now they're bitter enemies, and it's over their dad's will. Todd's bizarre public protest has only made things worse.
Todd Honey has a bee in his bonnet.
I'm off again.
And he's letting the world know the stinger is aimed at a family member. This is how Todd gets about the Illawarra south of Sydney, with a dirty great big sign towed on the back of his car. We won't show you all of what it says, but it's caused quite a stir, and Todd's not the slightest bit embarrassed.
Todd, what does Craig Honey think about all this?
Well, he's not real happy about it. This is the second sign I've had to build. He destroyed the first one.
Yeah, that was version 1. Version 2 is in long-lasting steel. Todd parks his sign on busy highways and byways to get maximum effect. Craig Honey, by the way, is Todd's brother. They've had a falling out. Well, that's obvious. And it's all over this piece of paper. Dad's will.
How much is the estate worth?
We believe that it was somewhere around $4 to $5 million.
Now, most people would be willing to tattoo that sign to their forehead for that sort of money.
Todd is a very simple will. It's 2.5 pages, but boy did it get confusing.
It's going a long, long time.
9 years, in fact, and Todd says in all that time he's seen very little of it.
Mate, the lawyers are the only ones getting rich out of this.
There's been a lot of money paid out to lawyers so far and still no result.
Lawyer Sam Macedoni says that can often happen.
There is a lot of money involved in a lot of actions, and there's a fair bit of conflict and a fair bit of anxiety between parties, and they're all seeking to get a share of the pie. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way.
Todd's dad was in the furniture business, making lounge suites. That's where he made his fortune. Todd was an upholsterer in the industry, which is all but gone thanks to foreign-made imports.
That's 50 years old, that photo.
When it came time to distribute the estate, a forensic investigator's report allegedly found a number of loans to Craig. Todd claimed this could affect their entitlements, and that caused a stink, which ended in a one-way trip to court.
It has been before a court several times. The judge just keeps giving directions.
Todd claims his inheritance is going towards renovating an old home. Brother Craig lives in a lovely waterfront mansion, and given there are always two sides to a story, we try to get Craig's.
No one home?
Next was his workplace, and someone's decided to tag along.
So Todd's decided to pay a visit to his long-lost brother. This should be interesting.
You here, Craig?
Is he normally here?
Not really.
It appears Craig has leased out his workshop, but stores his trucks here.
There's his truck.
Look, the most important thing about a will is that it is constructed properly.
Sam Macedoni says will disputes are largely avoidable if a little bit of money is spent with a lawyer drawing a will up, rather than a lot of money and angst spent if it's not.
You've got to be very careful how you put it together, and the best way of doing that, of course, is to get legal advice in getting the will prepared, because they are in a position to make sure that questions that will be asked later on will be answered before the question even arises.
This is your brother you're talking about. It must be terrible that it's come to this.
Heartbreaking. Supposed to be my best friend.
But after years of legal action, and more recently that sign, the brothers are close no more.
Todd, what would Dad think of all this?
I'd be shocked. I mean, he'd be absolutely... He didn't like solicitors in the first place, and he would be absolutely... Oh, I can't explain the words. He'd just be outraged at the amount of money that's been handed over to these people.
How long are you going to do it for?
As long as it takes, till I get this matter resolved.
With a little support from passing motorists.
For the record, Craig hasn't been found guilty of any wrongdoing, but Todd intends to keep fighting.